Follow me.
Follow me indeed. Welcome back to the Zeusdaz Unemulated Retro Game Channel. I go by the name of Zeus and I give you another Let's Long Play. This time I'm going to do Barbarian II, the Dungeon of Drax on the Amiga. This follows my Let's Long Play of the Atari ST version. And in that commentary I promised I'd do the Amiga version, and here it is. What a wonderful little bit of electric guitar there.
To the Dungeon of Drax.
Choose your warrior. And obviously I'm going to go with Barbarian. And this is a vastly improved version of the Atari ST version, and comes up with one of the most amazing disc swapping requests ever in a game, and who can forget it? And just waiting for it to come up now, but it's absolutely brilliant. But it was, here we go.
Disc 2.
Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. This was basically a souped up Atari ST version. This came out a little bit later than the Atari ST version, and there's quite a few differences. The gameplay is vastly sped up, so if you know what you're doing with the controls, it becomes very, very playable indeed. I think the 8-bit versions are very slow. The Atari ST version slow again. Oh, quick! Timed that wrong. But the Amiga version came out later, as you can see, or as I say, you can hear. They've added a lot more to it. Let's go on that side. You have to do that to get on the other side of this pit. Let's go over here and get rid of this guy. They've added a lot more sound effects in the background. In this level, especially in level 2, you hear subtle wind sounds in the background. And level 3, there's a lot more sound effects in that. Oh, this big dragon. Oh, look at that. Brilliant. And this is level 1 completed, pretty much already. So we just get rid of him, chop his head off. And we're going to cut out the loading sequences, the loading of the stages. So I shall cut off just about now, and I'll be back in a second. And there we go, level 2. That was a good edit, wasn't it? You can also hear the drops of that water in the background. There's a lot more sound effects in this version compared to the ST. It also has a wider screenplay, actual area to play as well. It's like a widescreen game compared to the Atari ST version. Now, this is the version that I grew up with. And I know this game inside out. I can actually complete this game. I recorded a time the other day, a couple of days ago, of 4 minutes 45 seconds. I completed the entire game. But we're not going to make it that quick. Otherwise it will be a very short Let's Long Play. And I just love this game. I know it didn't get slated, but a lot of people didn't really think that much of it because of the controls. But I actually, I love it. Especially the Amiga version. So it came out a good couple of months, I think, after the Atari ST version, and we was greeted with that electric guitar intro with the skeleton's hand reaching through the screen, beckoning you to follow him. This is the worst animal, I think, monster in the whole game. If you don't get the axe hits right, it will kill you all the time. It maws you, takes the whole life off you. Oh no. Oh, okay, get back here. And they've also made the sound, the voices, a lot more echoier too. Like when you get to choose your warrior. Oh, not this. No. No! See what I mean? He's terrible. And Drax as well. The voices have been improved. Gives it a lot more eerier feel to the sounds. The speech, more creepier. Right. You again. I hate this animal. It's best to try and avoid this, but I got the timing right on this one. Look, that's good. And for a game, especially original, I got banned in a few countries because of its goriness at the time, with the red blood. I'm surprised this has green and yellow. Maybe it's because it's Drax's monsters and it's everything. All sorts of monsters have gunky gunge coming out. And see, look, I would picture every time I'm hitting him, it's yellow there. It should be red. So a couple of years after Barbarian 1, gaming community would have been alright with that. Because there's still head decapitations in this game and everything else. So basically, this level, you're probably wondering why I'm going round and round and round. I've got to find the diamond. If you don't find the diamond, you cannot get past the first guardian in level 4. He won't allow you to pass, so it'll be impossible to complete the game. You've got to get that. There's a decapitation. Yes. You've got to get that diamond. And in one of the normal places, it isn't. So usually, if it's not in one place, it's in one of the, it's in another place. There's roughly 2 places that the diamond can be. And if it ain't in one, then it's in another where I know. But yes, I recorded a long play, if you can call it that, more of a speed run of 4 minutes 45 seconds. I've seen comments on YouTube, especially my video, saying, I can't believe you complete this game in 10 minutes. I didn't realise it was that short. It's a lot shorter than that, if you know what to do. Get out of it. Now, I would have completed this level. Oh, there's a diamond. I would have completed this level a good 2 minutes ago, a minute ago, if the diamond was in its normal place. Right, there's the diamond. That's what we want. Now we go over here. I know the way out. Through that door. Could have gone that way. But, oh, I jumped over him, but we're going to go the long way. There is a shortcut there. It's not often you can jump in. But yeah, there's some very nice touches to the Amiga version. Here's the end of the level. Oh no, it isn't. That's the wrong screen. Very similar. It's through this one. It's got to be through that one. And it is. You can tell that because the number's flashing on the bottom right hand corner. And we're going to pause the, cut out the loading screens again of the level, so here we go. Level 3, Dungeon 3. And if you be quiet, if I just chop him off, you can hear sound effects in the background. You can hear the big guy stomping his feet. Oh, in the background and laughing as well. They've added a lot more to the Amiga version. So apart from extra speech, extra sound effects, and the fact that the game is sped up, makes it a rather different game. Much more enjoyable. I forgot how slow the ST version was. It sort of modelled itself after the 8-bits, which were very slow. They did a great decision here to speed up the game. And I'm going to do an amusing death here in a minute. It's one of the fun ways to die. And this big bastard. That laugh. Oh, he's got such a reach. Normally I would have completed this game by now, but I want it to be an enjoyable Let's Long Play. If I complete it too quickly. So let's die here. Yum. Spits out your skull. I think that's funny, that is. You don't get that sound effect in the Atari ST version. That speech. And this guy's a little bastard on the 8-bits. He's got such a reach. It's hard to get to him. He's the smallest character in the game. Right. Go through there. Go through this door. Jump right. Nice. Ah, the horrible, what I call the Star Trek II Wrath of Khan ear bug. You'll see what I'm on about. If you've ever seen that film, they put something in the crew's ears, a lot smaller than this. Oh, he's on the other side of the screen. Let's go and see if... There he is. Horrible little thing. But I'm going to just hang around after I've killed this thing and see if the big guy comes on, because I'd like to try and get a kill on him. You can actually chop his heart out of his chest. So there's plenty of ways to die on here. I've got that on my Amiga long play if you want to check that out. I've shown every way of dying on that. From falling down the pits to being grabbed by monsters, to being beaten to death, to chopping out the guy's heart. I don't think that's him. No, it's got the hissy. Nah, sod it. Let's just try once more. Kill him. Get off it. God, I hate this thing. Ugh. So annoying, this thing. Good, get rid of you. Bye. Now, let's see if the big guy turns up. No, it's the same thing. Let's get out of here. No point hanging around. If you want to see it, check out my long play of it. Die. First stage of level 4, and he lets you straight through, as you saw, because I got the diamond from level 2. And that die effect, which you'll hear again very shortly, is another added thing on the Amiga version. Yeah. It just makes it sound more creepy. It's like Drax is urging you to die. So again, another added feature on the Amiga version. And you'll hear Drax in a second. We're on to him next after this guy. And you'll see, or shall I say, you'll hear his voice has been tweaked. There's a lot more echo to it. Right, let's go in now.
We
Meet again. It's voiced differently. I think Richard Joseph, who did these voices, obviously thought, there we go, heads off. Obviously thought it'd be better with it tweaked. Over here, you fool. I shall return, and then it is you who will die. But yeah, he doesn't come back, does he? So that's Barbarian II, Dungeon of Drax long played without cheats on the Amiga 500. And in my mind, the superior version out of the whole lot. It's much more faster, which results in the game being much more enjoyable. The sound effects, or shall I say the speech, has been tweaked somewhat. Cracking disc request intro, as you saw, plus the skeleton's arm coming through this loading screen, beckoning you to follow him. That's another added addition. Lots more sound effects in the background. You can hear wind hustling, rustling in the background. You can hear screams and laughter in the background, especially in the dungeon level, level 3. It's a very nicely tweaked version over the Atari ST, and slightly wider screen as well. So yeah, but I've seen some preliminary pictures of Barbarian 3 and where they were going to go with that, and maybe it might not have worked, I don't know. Palace went bust, Titus bought them over, and Barbarian 3 plus other games were axed. So yeah, maybe it's best to end it this way. As we know, many trilogies, many third games of trilogies, not all of them, but most of them are pretty disappointing. So maybe this is the best way for it to end, as if to say, did he return or didn't he? We'll never know. Who knows? The book has not been closed. And if there was a Barbarian 3, I would want it in this type of graphic. I certainly wouldn't want it in a PS4 kind of style. You know, that would be a reboot. I wouldn't want that. I've stated that before if you followed my channel. So, yeah. But I can complete this game in under 5 minutes. That's a fact. As I said the other night, I did a 4-minute, 45-second run on it. So I might I might give it a go and see if I can cut it down even more and upload it as a speedrun or record attempt. That'd be interesting. Yeah, I might just do that. So anyway, that's again Barbarian 2, Dungeon of Drax, long played on the Amiga 500 without cheats, full commentary. I hope you enjoyed that, and please keep coming back to the channel. Plenty of other stuff on there for you to enjoy. Please subscribe if you haven't. I'm sure you won't be disappointed. Until next time, Zeus out.